Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area.
Oshkosh Today is all about the awesome local events and organizations right here in our city, and we have just that for you on today's episode. From an awesome craft fair to some wonderful run walks for great causes, we've got you covered for plans this month. The Menominee Park Zoo is putting on an event called Monster Bash, a fun Halloween party for adults. The Jeremy Monette Rock and Glow Fun Run and Walk is in its second year, and they have big plans for this run walk that will be sure to light up the town. There's always so much going on at the Oshkosh Public Museum, and we'll get an update on the new exhibit, People of the Waters, as well as some fun fall events. The annual Harvest Moon Craft Show and Scholastic Book Fair is right around the corner, and as always, they've got lots of art and other goodies to choose from. The Babies for Heaven 5K is an awesome event supporting infant loss awareness. Run or walk to raise the understanding of this all too common struggle. We'll wrap up the episode with a segment of Focus on Health with our friends at Aurora Healthcare. This segment will focus on peripheral artery disease.
Oshkosh Today. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM and Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Oshkosh Today, your source for all of the awesome local events and organizations right here in your city of Oshkosh. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and as always, we have a packed show today, a lot of great events and things coming up this fall to look forward to, so we're going to go ahead and get right into our first guest of the show. I have Jason Trembley. He's the president of the Oshkosh Zoo Society, and he's here to tell us all about a really cool event that I'm very excited to hear about. So without further ado, welcome, Jason, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So you're here to talk about the first annual Monster Bash, and that's a really cool Halloween event coming up. First off, maybe you can just tell us where this event's going to be taking place and when.
So the event will be held at the Oshkosh Menominee Park Zoo, actually inside of the zoo. It's on October 15th from 5 to 9 p.m.
Wonderful. So a nighttime event, and this event has been described as the Zulaween Boo for adults. Now, tell us, kind of walk us through what is this event all about? What does it all include?
So the event is kind of pigtailing off of the Zulaween Boo. So Zulaween Boo, of course, has trick-or-treat stations for kids. Various organizations hand out candy. And basically, Monster Bash is the exact same thing, but we'll be working with local restaurants and different businesses to provide trick-or-treat stations that sample food and beverages from the companies inside of Oshkosh.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And when I saw the poster, I saw the adult-themed trick-or-treat stations, and I was like, how many adults want to still go trick-or-treating? And now is their chance to finally do that.
Absolutely.
So different things, restaurants and things, you can kind of get samples and things from
Absolutely.
that? Okay.
Just a variety of different samples. We have about 20 vendors. Everything from water to guacamole and chips to little sliders, so there's quite a range of different products.
Yes, and it is adult-themed trick-or-treat, so got to be 21 and older to go to this event, because there's also wine and beer available as well.
So the idea is that there's a lot of children's events naturally at the zoo, being an educational opportunity. But we thought it'd be fun to try something new, go with a adult-themed party, to help raise funds to promote the growth of the zoo. So
yeah, and it's a great opportunity to enjoy the zoo kind of after hours a little bit, and just get a cool look at it behind the scenes. Costumes are encouraged. This is a Halloween party event, so there's going to be a costume contest as well.
There'll definitely be a costume contest. There'll also be some other options available, but it'll be very exciting to see what people come up with.
Yes, and I was asking you before we started taping if you had a costume picked out yet. You said not yet. Either that or you're just not telling me because you're going to go for the win here.
It might be top secret.
Yeah. And there are raffles as well. So a lot of opportunities to win some prizes. Any previews on some of the prizes that we can expect?
We have some beer samplings, a wide, kind of a taste of Oshkosh. A lot of different organizations have pitched in and helped out. So
Very
little bit of everything.
Yeah. And so you were saying that there is obviously a lot of events geared towards children at the zoo.
Right.
So where did the inspiration for this one come from?
So one of our current board members kind of had an epiphany a couple years ago. So this idea of the Monster Bash has kind of been stewing for a couple years, and we're just kind of waiting for the right opportunity to go ahead and plan it. But just came to one of our board members. She's been very helpful in the planning of the process of the event. So it's something that we've been looking to do for a couple of years now.
Well, I cannot wait to see how it is. I'm definitely planning on coming to this one. And so where can we get tickets and how much are they?
So tickets are either $35 a piece if they're purchased at one of 3 locations at the Park Zoo, or the Menominee Parks Zoo Department, at the Carmel Crisp, and also at Mabel Murphy's. And then you can buy them at our website, which is oshkoshzoo.org. And there you can buy a pair for $60. So a little bit of an incentive to go to the website. That's oshkoshzoo.org to purchase a pair.
Very cool. So get a group of friends together and
Absolutely.
just get a bunch of tickets together. And this event is to support the Oshkosh Zoo Society. What kinds of things and projects are we supporting by going to an event like this?
So really this event is about fulfilling the master plan of the Menominee Park Zoo, which was released a year and a half or so back. And really the development of new exhibits. So upcoming soon, there's talks of an eagle exhibit, and a lot of these funds can go to support programs like that. Also, educational opportunities at the zoo, and several other things. But
how cool is that?
Yeah, expansion is our goal. We need to bring some cool new exhibits into our zoo and keep the buzz up.
Yes, and the Zoological Society is behind a lot of the things that go on at the zoo. Like you said, the new master plan.
Yep.
And I believe that's available on the city website under the Parks Department
Yes, it
page
is.
too.
Yep, absolutely. We played a role in the development of the plan. And we do have our hands in quite a few other things at the zoo as well. So
definitely. And you are the president of the Zoo Society. Is there ever any openings if people want to get involved or anything like that?
Absolutely. That's the more the merrier. And again, you can go to oshkoshzoo.org for more information and reach out to us, and we'd be happy to ask and answer any questions or come join us at a board meeting.
Yes. Well, we are so much looking forward to this Monster Bash. Any other fun things planned for the zoo coming up?
We're starting to hint around a 5K, kind of toying with that idea. So that's probably the next big project once we get Monster Bash through, and then before you know it, the holidays will be here. So probably early in 2017 we'll start planning.
Wonderful. So we'll keep an eye out for that coming down the pipeline. And you said Oshkosh, it's the Zoo Society?
Yep, the Oshkosh Zoo Society.
.com or .org?
Oh, it's oshkoshzoo.org.
oshkoshzoo.org. That's where you can find more information. Facebook page, also Menominee Park Zoo. There's always some great updates and photos and things like that.
Absolutely.
One last time, if you can recap the date, time, and location of Monster Bash.
All right. It is October 15th from 5 to 9 p.m., held right at the Oshkosh Menominee Park Zoo.
Wonderful. Well, Jason, thanks so much for stopping by today and telling us all about it. And I look forward to seeing what costume you come up with.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Coming up next, the Jeremy Monette Rock and Glow Fun Run and Walk is raising funds for an awesome project here in Oshkosh. We're going to hear all about it coming up right after this.
Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9 WOCT, online at oshkoshmedia.org, YouTube, and Facebook.
Geniuses of Oshkosh. Who are they? From innovative engineers to nationally recognized artists, this unique exhibit introduces these inspirational individuals. Admire the incredible artistry of Helen Farnsworth Mears. Discover a local mechanic who built a submarine. And learn about a musician who was drawn to this live wire town. Geniuses of Oshkosh at the Oshkosh Public Museum until October 16th. Discover more at OshkoshMuseum.org.
And welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we're here with our second guest of the show. Also our second Jason of the show is Jason Monette, here to talk about the Jeremy Monette Rock and Glow Fun Run and Walk. It's an awesome event, and I can't wait to hear more details about it. So welcome, Jason. Thanks so much for stopping by
Thanks
today.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, and you're here for the second annual. It's the Rock and Glow Fun Run Walk. Tell us about this awesome community event.
Sure. So it's coming up on Friday night, October 21st, to be held at City Center Court and Beckett's.
Okay.
We had such an overwhelming outpouring of support from the community and all the participants last year. It's backed by popular demand.
Oh yeah, of course. And I know even before the first event happened, we're like, okay, this is going to be an annual thing. It's so cool. And of course, we're going to show some pictures from last year, and it's just amazing. Give us an overview of what exactly this is. It's a run and walk, and the route has changed a little bit this year.
It has, yeah. The basic premise is still there. So it's a walk that's all about fun and glowing and appreciating Oshkosh's riverfront for obvious reasons that we'll get to in a little while. But participants can either choose to do the 2K course, which is strictly a walking course, or we also have a 5K course, which could be either a run or a walk participation.
Awesome. And I would probably be the walker,
Sure.
Which is completely fine because there's so many great things. You were telling me last week that this route is a lot of lights to see this year. It's a lot of the cool riverfront areas and things to see. It's all lit up at night. And something that's really special about this run and walk is that you light up yourself for this one. There's lots of fun activities and opportunities to dress up.
Yeah, so the timing is we'll begin gathering late afternoon, obviously, Beckett City Center Court, and then 6:30 is when the event begins. And obviously, as we get into mid-October, the sun will be set. So once again this year, it's a glow run. So the idea is to dress yourself up in any glowy items you may have. Saw some incredibly clever costumes last year. Part of the participants that register September 30th or prior, they'll receive not only the event shirt, but they'll also receive a glow item to attach to the back of their shoe this year. Oh, cool. And we glow bands last year. So in addition to those items, any other things that folks want to put on to light themselves up and really help glow downtown Oshkosh. That's really the idea behind this.
Okay, so you can bring anything you want to add to your outfit, whether it be those awesome glasses that I saw in some pictures from last year,
absolutely.
Some light-up sneakers.
Sure.
And it kind of goes perfectly with the project that this event this year is supporting, which is the lighting of the bridges. Mm-hmm. And this was a huge passion of your late brother, Jeremy. Tell us about that.
Correct, yes. So the Light the Bridges campaign began a few years back when the Ohio Street Bridge was being constructed, and everybody knew that the new bridge was going to have lights, and you can see those obviously today. Mm-hmm. The Light the Bridges campaign really began out of Pride of Place, which is a subcommittee of Progress Oshkosh. It was heavily supported by some community members as well as the Community Foundation. Did great work in terms of being able to light the Oregon Street and Main Street bridges, but there was one left, and that's the Congress Street bridge near Fratello's there that we're working to get lit, Congress Street Oshkosh Ave Bridge with the proceeds of this event. So it's a collaborative effort with the Community Foundation to light that last bridge. And Jeremy actually sat right here with John Urban some years ago. If you go to the event website, you can see that, talking about his passion for doing this. And like I said, just finishing the job is something we're really looking to do with this event.
Which is awesome. It's a great event. And I loved that throwback video, too, that they posted on the website. Very cool. And of course, that's an awesome bridge, too. I mean, it's very well seen from different restaurants throughout town and everything. So it's really cool. And give us a little bit more detail about the route. I mentioned that it's a little different this year.
Sure.
Take us through it a little bit.
Yeah, it's really exciting, the changes that we've made. Even though last year's route was great, this year's route is all going to be about more lights, more rock, and more fun. Awesome. So we'll start the same place, Beckett's, head towards the Main Street Bridge, so cross on the Riverwalk, crossing past the hotel and the ground round. And then we'll cross the Main Street Bridge, I guess headed south. This will be for both the 2K and the 5K walk. And then we're going to take a hard right onto 6th Avenue, and there will actually be a planned stop at the Patio Pit Stop, which we are very grateful Dockside Taverners joined us as a sponsor this year. So there'll be a glow zone area as we approach that, sponsored by Whiskey Electric. And then folks will have the option to stop in during their walk or run into the Dockside. We'll have a live band performing in there. Hopefully everybody will make it out of there, back onto the course. And then you'll cross the second lit bridge, which of course is the Oregon Street Bridge, and proceed to the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk there at Oregon Street, I don't know if you've seen that area, that stretch there, but it's absolutely gorgeous the way it's lit up with the new apartment buildings there. There'll be what we're calling the selfie stop, sponsored by Cellcom, for folks to have a chance to take a selfie in front of the Oregon Street Bridge. There'll be music stations from Cumulus Radio throughout the course. The walkers will continue on the Riverwalk along with the runners, and then the walkers will veer off and head back on Marion Road. Prior to that, there'll also be I'll call it a live karaoke station set up as well. So I think there's going to be some Journey and some other kind of classic rock songs that'll be pumping there. 2K walkers, as I mentioned, will wrap up, head back towards Marion Road and finish, while the 5K walkers will proceed, I guess, northwest, that would be along the river, hit another music station, cross the newish Ohio Street Bridge, back over the river. And for those of you that haven't seen the Trestle Bridge on the southwest shore there, it is again absolutely gorgeous at night. So the 5K route will proceed to the end of that bridge, then turn around and head back over that bridge and then back over the Ohio Street Bridge. So I think the course does a great job really showcasing the pearls that we have on Oshkosh's riverfront in terms of all the lit bridges, and we're going to liven it up with a lot of music along the way too.
Yeah, you weren't lying when you said more rock,
Right.
more lights, and more riverfront.
Right,
so
right.
that's just awesome.
It's a
What
good
a
plan,
cool
I
route.
think. Yep.
And yeah, I think I might have trouble leaving the stations because it sounds so much fun, all these
Right.
different places that you can stop off.
Right.
But you got to make sure you make it through, because at the end there is a rock show happening over at the City Center.
Sure, we're glad to have Road Trip back again this year, one of Jeremy's favorite bands, so certainly an homage to him. The Afterglow Party again is sponsored by Bank First National. We're very grateful for FNB Fox Valley for sponsoring the courses, and then Bank First for sponsoring the after party. We're going to add a few new things. There's going to be a photo booth there for families. It's a very family-friendly event. Going to be face painting both before and after. So in a hospitality area sponsored by Jeremy's friends at EAA. So some new wrinkles in there as well.
Oh, so cool. And that concert, I think, ends what time? And then there's more entertainment after that.
Yeah. We should wrap up before 10:30 there. And then for those 21 and over, back at Dockside, Kitty Corona will pick up with kind of a post-afterglow party. So we'll just keep rocking throughout the evening.
Very cool. Go drop the kids off with the babysitter and continue the
That's
party.
our plan.
Right?
That's our plan, yeah.
How can we register for this awesome event?
Sure. All of the event information, including registration, is available at monet.com. So MONNETT.com, of course. Registration for children 12 and under is free. You have an opportunity to purchase an event shirt for them as well. And again, the big key for those of you that want to be sure to have a shirt of the proper size and have those glowy clips that I mentioned for the shoes, be sure to register on or before September 30th. Registration is $30. It includes all of that.
Okay, wonderful. Are you able to register the night of?
We do have
Okay.
we will have on-site registration available as well. But of course, we'd love to have as many come in advance as possible.
Definitely.
As we do with all events.
Oh, yes, for sure. And then once more, if you can just recap the event date, time, and location.
Sure.
for
So
us.
October 21st, Beckett's downtown Oshkosh. Go to monet.com for more information. I should mention, if you're not able to attend and you'd like to make a donation to support the cause of the bridges, you can go to OshkoshAreaCF.org. That's the Community Foundation's website. You can donate to either the Jeremo Glow 2.0 Fund or the Light the Bridges Fund, and the funds will end up going to the same place to help finish lighting that Congress Oshkosh Avenue Bridge.
Wonderful. If you don't, if you're not participating in the run walk, are you still able to kind of come for the concert afterwards if you got other stuff going on?
Yeah, we'll look at that. We hope that everyone that does show for the entertainment makes a donation to the
Of
cause,
course.
and they'll have an opportunity to do that as well.
Awesome.
So, I'd like to take the chance to thank the sponsors and the organizers, my good friends Dan Clark, Sean Fitzgerald, and Jay Stofflet especially, for all the time and effort they put into this. It's a small group. I'd also like to thank our wives for allowing us to be away to plan this
Oh my gosh.
once again this year. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we cannot wait for this event, and we're already looking forward to future events and all the great things that you guys are doing. So, Jason, as always, thank you so much for stopping in and telling us all about this. We can't wait.
You bet. Thank you, Emily.
We're going to take a quick break here on OT, and when we return, our friends at the Oshkosh Public Museum are in to give us an update on all of the things that they've got going on over there, which is a lot of stuff. We'll be right back.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. So listen. The most basic human need is to understand and to be understood. But most people do not listen. They listen with the goal of responding. In the word listen are the same letters that make up the word silent. It is through silence that wisdom comes. Focus on others in order to better understand their points of view. Speak your piece and listen. Visit the OshkoshCivilityProject.org and sign the pledge.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks again for joining us. Now we have our friend Carla Sakaris from the Oshkosh Public Museum here to tell us all about the many fun activities and things that they have going on over there. So welcome, Carla, once again, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you've been so busy the past couple of months over at the museum. I know the last time you were in, you were telling us about the upcoming construction that was going to be happening, and you're kind of in the middle of it right now.
We are in the middle of it. The entire first floor gallery at the front entrance is completely gutted down to cement floor and walls. They're ripping out the old HVAC system and reinstalling electrical and things. So it's kind of starting to come together, though to the average visitor they may not notice progress.
Like, what the heck's going on in here?
Yeah.
And this is for the People of the Waters exhibit.
Exactly.
It was a very long time that the old exhibit was there, and you're changing it up to a brand new exhibit that's going to be there permanently, or semi-permanently, I would say. The People of the Waters. Tell us about that.
Right. Yeah, so the old exhibit was pushing 20 years old, and we're hoping People of the Waters will be there just as long. It's going to explore the region's history from 10,000 years ago up to the 1850s. So it will cover the Ice Age, life of Native Americans in this area, and as well as the impact of the fur trade. A lot of fun hands-on activity, just an incredible timeline of artifacts that will be in a 40-foot long glass case, a walk-in longhouse to really experience firsthand how they lived. A lot of neat things.
It's going to be so cool. We've talked about it, I think, with Brad before, and what's really interesting and unique about this exhibit is it makes this somewhat small area feel huge because it has such a good flow, and it's interactive too. So you're kind of moving through it, and you can kind of follow along the time frame as it's going along.
Exactly, and instead of kind of filling everything with little labels to try to read, there's going to be a kiosk that you can push a button on what you want to learn more about, and that will allow us to tell even more of a story than in a little 3x5 card.
Oh, for sure.
And then there's going to be an interactive with the fur trade that you can do it while you're there, kind of put yourself in the place of a trader, whether you want to be a native trader or a European trader, but that technology can come home with you. So it will be available through our website, and you can continue your exploration either at home or at school.
Very cool.
This is going to be the only offering in this area in the entire eastern Wisconsin area. So we will be the primary destination for field trips.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
And for the people like me that are going to get a little competitive when I'm trying to trade things and I can't stay at the museum very long, I can go home and continue it. So
exactly.
Very cool. And something that I'm really excited about seeing is the dugout canoe. We had a Oshkosh Today segment on it already, and they're going to be completing that too, and that will be on display in the exhibit.
Yep, the dugout canoe is over at UWO right now, getting some finishing touches. That will be on display, but then we also got a birch bark canoe, which was another very popular means of transportation. and we just received that a week ago.
Oh, cool.
So that will be in the fur trade area.
Awesome. A
Yeah.
lot of really cool things
Yes,
to see.
yes.
When can we expect this exhibit to open?
This exhibit will open next fall, so 2017. You can imagine the thousands of artifacts, just the complexity of the pieces that have to be built. It's going to take a long time to
Definitely.
put together, but it'll be so worth it when it
Yes.
opens.
Oh, it will be so worth it. So about a
Yes.
year from now, we can expect it to open, but there's still plenty to see while that construction's going on.
Yes.
You're still running the Geniuses of Oshkosh exhibit, and we got a little bit more time to check it out.
Yeah.
When does it end?
Yep, that ends October 16th.
Okay, and give us a brief overview of what that one is.
Yeah, so that explores a lot of early innovators from Oshkosh. We had, from musicians to inventors to artists. Of course, Helen Farnsworth Mears, an incredible artist from our area. But her entire family was incredibly artistic as well, all in a little bit different realm, but from writing to illustrating. And then we have Louis Hine, very instrumental photographer who really implemented a lot of social reform through his photographs.
Wow.
So a lot of really neat
And all
people.
local people, which is so
All
cool.
local people, and one of my favorite is Ralph Buckstaff. Not only is he from the Buckstaff Company, a long living name here in town, but he was instrumental with the museum, starting the museum in the early 1900s. And he ran an astronomy right here.
So
He
cool.
had an observatory at his house on the north side of town. So
Wonderful. Well, a
very
lot
neat.
of really cool people that you're highlighting
Yes,
in this
yes.
exhibit. We can find more information about that on the website or the Facebook page. You're always posting updates there.
Yes.
But let's get to the seasonal stuff. We got a couple minutes left, and I
Okay.
want to make sure we touch on that.
Yeah.
The Night Whispers tickets are now on sale, and we got to
They
hurry up
are.
and get some
You
before they
better
sell
hurry
out.
up. Yes, some of the tours are already sold out. Others only have a few seats left. So we're doing 13 nights. Kind of a scary number,
I kind of wish I didn't know that.
Yeah. But there's 2 tours every night at 6:30 and 7:30. Tickets are $15, $12 for museum members. But like I said, they are selling quickly.
Yes.
So
And it's a really cool opportunity, a little
Yeah.
tour through the museum. Here's some ghost stories from
yes,
Oshkosh.
yes, and
Yes.
even though the museum itself may not be haunted, but it is kind of creepy
It's just
walking through
eerie.
it when it's
Yeah.
dark and
Yes, well, I have my
Yes.
tickets already. I cannot wait
Good,
because I missed
good.
out last year. They sold out before I could get one. So that's really cool. And there's also a really unique lecture coming up talking
There
about
is.
some paranormal things.
Yes, so the last night of the Night Whispers, it runs the 1st through the 29th of October. And so on the 29th, that afternoon, we're having Tim Miley of Fox City's Paranormal Team. He is giving a paranormal lecture along with an accomplice of his from Michigan, John Cassidy. He's a psychic medium. So they are doing 2 lectures, one at 1 and at 3:30. And the link to purchase tickets is available through our website.
Okay, and one more time, the link for your website.
Yep, OshkoshMuseum.org.
Okay, perfect. And I think we're just about out of time, so we will be having you back in about a month or a couple weeks or so to talk about the Deck the Halls and then an upcoming exhibit that you'll be having too. So we're looking forward to that. It's a busy
Good.
time over at the museum right
Yeah,
now.
always something
It
going
is.
on.
Yeah. Well, it's
yeah.
wonderful to have you, Carla, and
Thank you.
we look forward to getting back out at the museum soon.
Okay.
Coming up next, the Harvest Moon Craft Show is not to be missed. It's a great opportunity to get a jump on some Christmas shopping while also supporting a great organization here in Oshkosh. We're going to hear all about it coming up right after this short break.
Our climate is changing. Making a few changes around the office can cut carbon emissions. Shut off your computer, monitor, and other electronics when you're not using them. Turn off the lights in rooms you're not using. Recycle paper and plastic. Print on both sides of the paper. And buy office products that use recycled content. Reduce your carbon impact to the environment. Act now on climate change.
Looking to give back to the community? Want to help fight hunger in the Oshkosh area? You can by donating food, your time, or your money. The Oshkosh Area Community Pantry needs more than 250 volunteers to operate and can always use new faces to help with a wide variety of tasks. The pantry cannot do it without you. Please consider helping fight hunger in Oshkosh. For more information, visit us online at oacptoday.org. That's oacptoday.org.
Everyone, and thanks again for joining us on Oshkosh Today. Now we are joined by our friend Cheryl McCarthy from the Altrusa Club in Oshkosh, and she's here to tell us all about one of the biggest events of the year, that is the Harvest Moon Art and Craft Fair. So Cheryl, welcome, and thanks again for joining us today.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, and you always bring in all these fun little goodies that I hope you leave behind someday because they're all so cute. And this is just a very small sampling of what we can expect at this year's Art and Craft Fair.
Right.
So when is it this year?
This year it's on Saturday, November 5th from 8:30 to 3, and it's at the Hilton Garden Inn on 20th Street here in Oshkosh.
Very cool. So for those of us who aren't familiar with this event, kind of give us a little bit of an overview of what it all includes.
This is presented by the Altrusa Club of Oshkosh, and it's our 8th annual. And we get a lot of the same artists and crafters that come, and then every year we seem to gather some new ones, which is really exciting. People get to see some new things.
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity to see the art, you know, the art world in Oshkosh, the great artists that come right out of our own city too.
Right.
So what kinds of things are we going to be seeing at this year's fair?
Well, I brought some show and tell.
Yes.
We have some basketry. We have purses. This happens to be a felted purse.
That purse, which is awesome, just amazing.
We have, this year the Humane Society is joining us, and they bring like little, this is a little dog sweater. They have a lot of those kinds of things, blankets, beds, and that kind of thing.
Cutest thing.
We have all kinds of jewelers. We have fine jewelers. We have people who have, you know, the chunky costume jewelry, all of that kind of thing. Photographers, wood carvers, just anything you can think of in the art realm.
Wow.
Paintings. We have a lot of accessories like the felted mittens that everybody wants.
My favorite.
The faux fur, hats, scarves, just anything that you can think of, gifty kind of things geared toward getting people thinking about the Christmas giving season.
Definitely, and pretty much everything you stated there would make an awesome Christmas gift.
Absolutely.
You know, from the dog sweater to
Right.
the jewelry to the mittens, it's just all great, and it's all supporting your local artists here in Oshkosh.
Right, exactly.
And you also said that you have an arm candy sale as well. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
Last year it was the biggest success. We in Altrusa gathered up from friends, family, whoever, things that were gently used and upscale. Scarves, purses, jewelry. We had some gold jewelry. This is pashmina that I got, and I think it was like $2.
I cannot believe that.
We had Coach purses. It was just ridiculous. It was so great. Yeah. One girl was putting together her wedding bouquet, and she was using all brooches and earrings for a sparkly bouquet. So she was going nuts,
how cool.
gathering up all of these things that we had there.
Oh my gosh, and that is very appealing to people like me who has very expensive taste in handbags, and it's just, it's an awesome opportunity. What other activities are going to be going on? It's not just the Art and Craft Fair and the Arm Candy Sale, it's also a Scholastic Book Fair.
Right, we know that all the schools in the area have Scholastic Book Fairs, but we think this is a chance for parents, grandparents, friends, to pick up those things that the kids really, really need. And sometimes there are new releases at this time of the year that don't hit the earlier fairs that will be at our spot. And also we have a competition. The school who has the most purchases will get a $500 Scholastic Award from us.
Wonderful.
And so what people do when they purchase something, they can give that those points to whatever school that they name.
Oh, how cool. So it's a great opportunity, you know, for moms. They want to go and shop the art and craft fair. They can drop their kids at the Scholastic Book Fair, because I know as a kid that was like the best day ever when the book fair would come to school. And so they have an extra chance to shop there. What is the charge to get in if you want to take advantage of this event?
It's $2. However, this year, if you donate a book, it's free.
Oh, perfect.
Absolutely free.
Well, that's easy.
The bake sale, we also have a bake sale. We sell Afghans and pecans. We're known for our pecans around the city. And the book fair are all free, no matter what.
Oh,
but if you want to get into the art and craft fair, if you bring a book to donate, then it's free also.
And I can think of a lot of people that have many books. So you're not limited to just one book. You don't feel like you can only choose one.
No, you may bring as many books as you like, because we, part of our goal is literacy, so we spread them around the community.
Okay, so this is a huge event. A lot of people coming and shopping. Where are the proceeds going from, that are being raised here?
Literacy is our main goal, and so we do a lot of things around the city. We sponsor guided reading programs. We work with the Literacy Council. We've also done things like we just finished up buying all of the heart compression machines for the first responders. So we finished up that project. So we're going to be unveiling a brand new project very soon, and it will be exciting. But we do a lot of community things, volunteering, bell ringing for Red Cross, and donating to United Way, those kind of things.
And Altrusa, the service group, is just wonderful to have here in Oshkosh.
We have some energetic people in this club.
And do you have any openings on the club if anyone's interested in joining?
Absolutely. We love to have new people, and you'll think that we're fun.
Yes.
Really
we know you're fun. Where can we find more information? If we're interested in joining, or if we want to find out more information about the Art and Craft Fair, where can we go?
We're having a new and improved website, OshkoshAltrusa.org.
Okay, wonderful. OshkoshAltrusa.org. It's brand new, wonderful website.
Right.
And if you want, maybe just recap once more date, time, and location of the event.
Saturday, November 5th from 8:30 to 3 at the Oshkosh on 20th Street, the Hilton Garden Inn.
Wonderful. So get a little jump on your Christmas shopping. Make sure you tuck away that dog sweater, because I might have to come and scoop that up later on. And thank you so much, Cheryl, for coming in. It's always a pleasure to have you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Coming up next, we are going to talk about a great event. It's another run walk, and it's called the Babies for Heaven 5K. We'll be right back right after this short break on Oshkosh Today.
Thinking about dealing drugs in our county? Think again.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and thank you, as always, for joining us. Now we are joined by our final guest of the show. I'm here with Nicole Riddick, who is here to tell us all about the Babies for Heaven 5K that's coming up very soon. So without further ado, welcome, Nicole. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about Babies for Heaven 5K. First off, give us a little bit of an overview. First, when is it and where?
It's Saturday, October 15th. It starts at 9 a.m. That's when we'll start running. It's at Oak Brook Church on 20th Avenue. We actually start same-day registration at like 8 o'clock that morning.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so grab a coffee and come on over, register, and take part. It's a run walk, which I always have to emphasize for people that aren't runners, because you don't have to run it. You can walk it if you're not a runner.
That's correct, and the whole family is invited. We have children that in strollers and kids on bikes, so it's a whole family event.
Yes, and you're going to have wonderful weather that day, I can tell you already.
I hope so.
Yeah. Describe the route to us a little bit. Where exactly is this going to be taking us?
So we're going to start at Oak Brook Church, and then it takes us on the Sawyer Creek Trail, and through that neighborhood behind that trail in Carl Traeger. It'll bring us on Oakwood, and then up back on 20th Ave back to the church.
Oh, well, it'll be a beautiful route that time of year, too. All the trees will start changing.
Yeah, and the trail's really pretty that time of year.
Very nice. Anything else going on that day that we can look forward to?
Well, after the walk run, we do a remembrance ceremony where we can remember our angel babies, and we do a balloon release.
Oh, how special.
Yes.
Wow. And that all along with the fellowship of everyone there, it just must be such a cool, a cool atmosphere to be a part of, really.
It is,
so,
yes.
Very much looking forward to that. How did this event get started? Where did the inspiration to have something like this come from?
Well, I actually started it on my own after the loss of my daughter in 2007. Wanted an event that I could get together with other women who walked the same journey I did. So I thought, why not just put a 5K together and bring together families that need support.
And that's just amazing to have that support system. I know my cousin recently went through that whole thing, and it's a challenge, and you do often feel very alone throughout that process. So it's so great that that there is something like this that, like I said, you can have that fellowship and that support system, and it's all for a great cause. Where are the funds going for this event?
It goes to Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. And what the organization is it's a network of photographers that provide remembrance photography for parents who are suffering from the loss of a baby. They come to a hospital day or night, and their service is free. The organization was actually established in 2005 after Cheryl and Mike Haddix had lost their child and had a photographer come in and take pictures of their son, and understood that those images were a really important part of the healing process and honoring that child's legacy. So they put together this organization of photographers, and they train them and educate them. And they have 1,700 photographers all over the, actually worldwide.
Okay.
And they have, every state in the United States is represented by Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, and 40 countries worldwide.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. And where can we find more information about the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep?
You can actually go to their website, which is www.ni
the initials?
Yes,
Now I Lay Me
the
Down.
initials of Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, sorry. And you can also go to our website, which is www.babiesforheaven.weebly.com. And we have a tab that talks about pregnancy and infant loss awareness, and their website is linked up with our website.
Okay, very cool. And the website is great too. You can register on the website as well.
That's correct.
How much is registration, and when should people be thinking about doing that?
It's $20, and children 10 and under are free. If you want a t-shirt for the child, you can register online and just pay for the t-shirt at $10. We would like people to start be registered by the end of September, but again, you can register the day of, and that's not a problem at all.
Great. So those people like me that are last minute will be showing up.
Well, they're waiting to see what the weather's going to do. But we've always had good participation despite the weather. So.
And for people who might have something going on that weekend, are they able to donate if they can't make it to the run walk?
They could reach us at our email address, and I could direct them.
Okay. And this event, is this kind of going through Oak Brook Church a little bit? Since you're starting there, it's kind of through that church.
It is. They sponsor us. I'm a member of the church, so it was just ideal to have it there.
Yeah.
To bring together our church family to support our community and the people that need us.
Wonderful church, wonderful location too. Very much, it's going to be a beautiful route. And I guess one last time, if you want to recap the date and time and location for us.
Okay, it's Saturday, October 15th. We're going to start running at 9 a.m. Registration starts at 8. And then a remembrance ceremony will start shortly after that.
Yes, and then once more the website?
www.babiesforheaven.weebly.com.
Yes, and there is, I have to say, I was checking out the website, and there is an awesome list of all the people that you're honoring with this walk. Just amazing.
Yes,
so.
and I just want to take one shout out to Oliver Graphics, who put my website together and made it spectacular.
Awesome
so he's doing an awesome job for me.
It looks really nice, yeah. All right, well, Nicole, best of luck in the final planning stages of your run and walk, and we look forward to having you in again next year.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nicole. Coming up next, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to hit Focus on Health. So we'll be right back right after this break.
You don't need to be bigger than life to be a good dad. You just need to spend time with your kids. It takes a man to be a dad.
Geniuses of Oshkosh. Who are they? From innovative engineers to nationally recognized artists, this unique exhibit introduces these inspirational individuals. Admire the incredible artistry of Helen Farnsworth Mears. Discover a local mechanic who built a submarine. And learn about a musician who was drawn to this live wire town. Geniuses of Oshkosh at the Oshkosh Public Museum until October 16th. Discover more at oshkoshmuseum.org.
All right, we are back on Oshkosh today, and we are leading into the segment of Focus on Health with our friends at Aurora Healthcare and our good friend Ted Stefaniak. This segment, we are focusing on peripheral artery disease. Let's go ahead and take a look at Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're at the Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh, where we're going to be discussing peripheral arterial disease, otherwise known as PAD. Now this is something that many of us may be dealing with and we don't even know it. So we're going to be sitting down with Dr. Grajit Kaleka to discuss PAD. Well, thanks for taking some time with us again. Today we're talking about peripheral arterial disease, and of course September is PAD month. So let's start out by talking a little bit about what is PAD.
So peripheral arterial disease is one of the most common disease in North America. In fact, 8 million Americans are affected by a peripheral arterial disease. It is basically the plugging of your arteries with atherosclerotic plaque in your main arterial system, supplying your arms, your legs, and your body. So the heart sends the blood to the aorta and then it goes to the smaller arteries. So fairly common disease is due to various risk factors. It can be caused from obesity, it can be caused from smoking, diabetes, hypertension, and a high cholesterol.
Is there a situation where a lot of us may have PAD and not realize it?
Yes, it's one of the most underdiagnosed and undertreated disease at this time. In fact, there's a recent study out there that majority of the primary care physicians don't even diagnose peripheral arterial disease. Patients may have symptoms that may either correlate with PAD, or they have symptoms that they may attribute to either old age or arthritis or just generalized fatigue.
So in a case like that, and in Wisconsin, and I know I'm guilty, you know, sometimes our diet isn't as good as it should be. That's probably one of the leading causes.
Yes, so again, the biggest risk factor for peripheral arterial disease is actually smoking and diabetes being the top two culprits of the disease. But in addition, hypertension that's uncontrolled, high cholesterol, as well as dietary factors, what we eat and exercise also plays a major role, as well as obesity is also a risk factor for peripheral arterial disease. And there's also association with family history. Now, and also aging population, the higher risk of peripheral arterial disease. So patients above 60 years old have the highest risk of peripheral arterial disease. Now, aging and genetic factors we cannot change, but we can take control of ourselves with having diabetes under control, cholesterol under control, and quitting smoking.
Now, as we just talked about, a lot of times that goes undiagnosed. A lot of us have it, we don't realize it. What are the risks if it's not treated?
So the risk is actually if you are diagnosed with peripheral arterial disease, you have 4 to 5 times risk of getting either a heart attack or getting a stroke. So it's very crucial that when you do get diagnosed with peripheral arterial disease, that it should be not only the medical management of optimizing your medical factors, meaning controlling all the risk factors we talked about, but also to be screened for other diseases like coronary disease and checking for carotid disease, and also treating your peripheral arterial disease.
How does a person get diagnosed with PAD? I would imagine it would lead to some, you mentioned some pretty serious problems, including stroke, and then it's almost too late. Right. But are there tests or exams that we can have done to see if we have this disease or other diseases?
Yeah, typically the patient would actually complain that their legs or calves hurt when they walk, and when they rest, the pain goes away. That's a sign that they have peripheral arterial disease. Now, sometimes there can be arthritis also causing leg pain, but typically if it goes away while sitting and resting and when walking you have a leg pain, you most likely have diagnosis of peripheral arterial disease. In advanced stages, people and patients can also start getting pain in the toes and feet while they are sleeping. That meaning that the peripheral arterial disease has advanced. And in severe cases, you can have ulcerations that are non-healing, or if you get wounds on the toes or the feet and legs that are not healing, also tells you that you may have severe peripheral arterial disease. Now, once you see your family practitioner or family physician, if you tell them the symptoms, there should be a simple test where they can check the blood pressure cuff in your arm and in your leg and try to match it. If there is a difference, or what we call an ABI, ankle brachial index, if you have a difference in those two, then you may have peripheral arterial disease. Then that patient needs to be referred to a vascular surgeon for proper evaluation, diagnosis, and treatment.
Well, let's talk a little bit about treatment. If a person does have PAD, what is the line of treatment?
Okay. So the number one I tell all the patients is definitely lifestyle modification is the number one treatment for it. Meaning you need to quit smoking, have your diabetes under control, keep your blood pressure under control, daily exercise regimen, meaning walking 20 to 30 minutes daily. Even if their legs hurt, they need to rest and then walk again. That keeps the circulation going. And also antiplatelet agents like aspirin, cholesterol control with statins, and even ACE inhibitors for blood pressure control. Those all things do benefit in peripheral arterial disease. If the disease is severe enough that is causing your lifestyle changes, meaning you're restricting you from doing your daily activities, or while you're working is restricting you from your working schedule, then it needs to be further diagnosed. Now again, initially I will start with the basic ankle brachial indexes, which basically means putting a blood pressure on your legs and your arms and checking the difference. And if the disease is moderate to severe, then the next step will be do a groin puncture and then putting some dye in your legs inside the arteries and taking a look where the blockages are. Some of the blockages can be easily treated with ballooning, stenting, or atherectomy. That will relieve your symptoms. Some of the blockages, if severe enough or if cannot be treated with a minimal invasive approach, they can also be treated with open bypass surgeries if needed.
So it sounds like these are things we want to avoid. So if we just make some simple changes in our lifestyle in terms of what we're putting into our body and how we're exercising, we can avoid a little bit of this.
Yeah, you can definitely control and avoid. And what I tell majority of the patients is, even if they're smokers, if they have diabetes, hypertension, you want to stop the progression of the disease. And by controlling all these risk factors, you can at least modify a control to some extent. So you don't want to progress too far, because if you progress to severe disease, you have the risk of losing the leg, requiring an amputation, but also again you have to figure out the other risk factors, which is the risk of stroke, risk of heart attack is also increased with peripheral arterial disease.
Yeah. So it's not too late. Start taking care of yourself now.
Quit smoking now.
Thanks for your time today.
Oh, thank you very much.
If you're dealing with any of the symptoms that Dr. Kaleka just talked about, of course you should get a hold of your primary care provider. If you have other questions about PAD, give us a call at 303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
All right, thanks, Ted. And that looks like it's going to do it for this episode of Oshkosh Today. So as always, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune into Life TV for all of your community programming. You can also search for Oshkosh Media on Facebook or on YouTube for exciting news and updates, as well as videos of your favorite programs. Follow @City of Oshkosh on Twitter to receive down-to-the-minute updates about what's going on in your city. And you can also listen to Oshkosh Today and other programs on the radio at 101.9 Oshkosh FM, which is also streaming online and on the TuneIn Radio app for mobile devices. For more information about Oshkosh Media, programming schedules, and video on demand, visit our website, oshkoshmedia.org. And of course, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can email me at emakowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. As always, thank you so much for joining us on Oshkosh Today, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.
Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9 WOCT, online at oshkoshmedia.org, YouTube, and Facebook.
It's not a charity, it's more than a charity. It's about helping people we live with. It's about being the type of person that the 6-year-old version of ourselves wanted us to be. It's about community and looking out for one another. It's about money, yes, but it's so much more than money. It's about friendship and common values. It's about opening doors when others are slammed shut. It's about giving kids a place to be kids and growing up knowing they live in a community that cares about them. It's about making sure that everyone gets to see the dentist, because we want to make sure that they have every last tooth in those smiles. Ultimately, that's it. It's about the smiles, old smiles and new smiles. It's about us, all of us, our community living united, because great things happen when we live united. Will you join us?